as Chogonomuche said, to say for the final days, and also Khenpo Norge remind me, because I am just the oldest and the most useless person, but still, if there is anything that which is worthwhile, because the wise people, they learn even from the sound of dogs and birds and beggars. So here we have this great assembly of the wise people, not just only our Rinpoche, Khenpo, and Lamas, Lopez, including all these Dzogchen practitioners. So even there is no much real meaning in the my ordinary words, but wise people can instantly understand everything in a much greater sense. So however, today is, I think, almost coming to the end of our retreat, and tomorrow is the final. So what our most beloved, His Holiness, our root teacher, have just done everything for us, not just only here, everywhere, all over the world. As we look back into Holiness activity, now it is just kind of flourishing, like a kind of all over the world, because of his most dedicated intention based on unconditional love and the compassion, merely caring for the welfare of all kind of sentient beings, whatsoever that could be beneficial in the sense of not just only in this lifetime, but in the long run of the future lifetimes, all the way to attain enlightenment, the Buddhahood. Because this Buddhism is not just only a religion, but it is a true spiritual path that if we could understand according to it, and if we could learn properly, and if we could contemplate in a right way, and if we could practice according to it, according to the guidance, according to the instruction, and if we could follow in our not just only retreat time, but in our day-to-day lifetime, what is been kind of taught in these teachings, if we could apply into our mind stream, and if we could be aware about it, or always be mindful within these kind of teachings and what one have studied, then it is definitely what it does is it really accumulates merit and also wisdom, and at the same time that which it helps to kind of purify whatsoever these obscurations or karmas, including kind of habitual tendencies, and that, for example, like if we chant like Om Mani Padme Hum one time, and that is the as what we call mantra of the great compassionate deity, which is the like manifestation of the non-conceptual compassion of the three times Buddha. So that is why it has, so much value and meaning and purpose and benefit, and also great deal of, kind of like a energy, including with, its wisdom. So that is how, kind of chanting that also, it helps to purify. And when we chant it more and more, then how we feel, kind of like a sense of, the deity's nature, a sense of the, remembering about Avalokiteshvara, and a sense of feeling, even just maybe starting from tiny one, the sense of compassion for others, or sense of, kind of loving kindness, and that what, it does when we get used to all this, kind of like a practice. So in this way, what our holiness have started, in the Western world, starting from these, Dzogchen teachings, because according to the essential teachings of the Buddhism, that which, kind of says that every single sentient being have their, kind of potential as what is called the Buddha nature. So that is why in a certain period of time, like in the Western world, maybe not, kind of the Dharma is, kind of flourishing. I think, in 1960s and onward, like some of the, Western and Europeans that they traveled to Asia and Tibet and so forth, they found these kind of very interesting, kind of spiritual trainings. And that is how, as we see now, lots of, kind of just writings, and including about, Tibetan culture, or, kind of this Buddhism teachings. So that is why, how it is, kind of slowly, kind of flourish. And knowing that there is we have that potential as a Buddha nature, and especially in the, kind of Dzogchen, the great perfection, then it is more directly, introducing to our, kind of pure nature. So out of all those, Buddhism based on Sutrayana of the, kind of just general three levels of, kind of teaching, and then even the outer tantra, and then finally coming to, inner tantra. And that is why, holiness started this Namche Dzogchen retreat, kind of as holiness came here. Of course, he had been before in 1985 and so forth. Then in 1997, just holiness has like a whole tour in America, and at that time found this, kind of place, and then he decided to get it, and then the next year, 98, instantly start this Namche Dzogchen, retreat. As you all have already experienced about what is, Namche Dzogchen, starting from the Ngando, that how to train our, kind of mind, including with the four thoughts, knowing about the precious human form. This is the only support that we could have a, kind of like a great decision whether we want to, kind of get recycled in samsara over and over, or we want to just cut off, stop there, and then just directly enter into, kind of, it's the ultimate liberation, to experience the ultimate happiness, which is anyway the Buddhahood. With that plus, talking about the impermanence, as we also experience that how many of our kind of spiritual friends who have been here in 1998, and now many have gone, and then similar like myself and so forth, already become old, and then the old is just goes nowhere else other than that what is to say bye-bye to this world. But it is not the just end, and it is not the just done, because according to the absolute reality that whether one believe or not, there is what is called the consciousness or mind, that which goes through kind of like a cycle, and all about that. Even yesterday, Chohan Rinpoche taught about that all these kind of practices that why we need to do, including those kind of partos, like clear light parto, and then the existing parto, and so forth, which means our mind is going through transition from this life to intermediate stage, and then to the next life. So in the Dzogchen, it has the whole complete kind of practice, what one can apply through this kind of method. So that's why most important thing to remember in our day-to-day lifetime is what is called the impermanence, the uncertain death. For example, like I heard that the great, kind of Alexander. Of course, just it is very famous all over the world. His, kind of like phrase is just, he see and came and conquered. So he was like that much, powerful, and he had all the wealth and everything, power, wealth, luxury, and then subjects. But in his early stage of 36 or 37, when he caught up certain kind of disease, and then he's going to die. So what he said is, oh, now I have 3 wishes, that when I die, and then my dead body put into the coffin and carried by all the doctors who are there, in his country. And then all the wealth, the gold and silver and all those precious jewels, what he have, he said, just kind of lie down on the road, road where just take his kind of funeral. And then his hand, kind of from the coffin, just said his hand be out, in that way. And this is his wish. Because what it means is, once the nature of life, the uncertain death or death comes, then anybody can kind of truly help. Even those great famous these daughters also could not kind of do anything. So that is to symbolize, to carry it by those daughters. And all the wealth, once one die, then whatever we have earned in our whole lifetime is all have to leave behind, and that does not make any sense, kind of that one could have it. And the third one is he's saying his hand out. When he came in this world, he came empty hand, and now he is going empty hand. He cannot take anything. So that what it also just kind of talks about the truth of the relative life, what Buddha has already taught. But speciality in the Buddhism is saying, since we believe in next life, of course there is the, something which we can carry with us, with our mind stream. So that is what is called virtues and non-virtues. So whatever we have accumulated. According to that, these are the not just a kind of like a expression or teaching or to understand or to know something, but it is the truth and it is the reality and it is that how. Just nature of life of all sentient being, unless we attain, enlightenment. So that is why if we want to be out of this, then, what Buddha said, we have to get out of four extremes. What is saying, the end of the birth is, death. End of the, accumulating wealth is just, exhaustion. And the end of the, rank, honor, fame is the, that which falls down. And then the end of gathering is, separation. So, anyway, this, after our retreat, we go travel to all our, specific places we are separating. But this is not the still final separation. Again, if we maintain properly, then maybe again we can continue next year, retreat and so forth, next year and next year. But the future is always unpredictable. Nobody can guarantee anything about what is future, because future itself is also totally, empty. So what we have in our hand is the present, that present moment, that what we have. So that is the most precious thing and most valuable, or most that important, that what we can utilize the present time, such as like present time where we are here for the retreat. So for that, knowing that what we need to do is, engaging into, from Mondo, all the practice, with four thoughts, and then refuge, bodhicitta, mandala, and then the Vajrasattva and Guru Yoga. In one way, we say Mondo preparation. But it is not a simple thing. It is not just easy, that this have to continue until one attain, enlightenment or liberate. And similarly, we have, with that practice, such as Thalung, just it is becoming more subtle level of, practices, which is existing here. This Buddhism is not talking anything of fantasy or, just imagination or something like a fairy tale. What Buddha's teaching and what Buddha's, followers, what learned and understand and carried up to now through all these, lineage masters. Everything is based on the relative truth and absolute truth. And that which means in our relative life, what we have in our body, what is called channel and vital energy and essential drop, and talking about that, how to manage, how to apply that as a method that could bring, liberation. So that what it is not just, telling only, do some exercise and breathing, and it seems, relatively interesting, but it has the, the whole essence of its practice that one can attain liberation, enlightenment. Similar then of course the, Dzogchen, whether it is Dzogchen Tögel or Tekche, which is again becoming more subtle level, coming to the, one's absolute true nature of mind, that which is the, as a Buddha and all the great masters, all the instructions say, everything is the production of one's mind. That mind production is samsara, and then the nature of mind, simni, is production, is all the field of the enlightened state of kind of like a pure nature. So that's why coming to conclusion that we have to take care of this mind to know what is that the mind is, and what is that the absolute nature of mind is, and that kind of if we know the true nature of mind, because mind is the source of everything, so we will be just kind of done kind of like instantly. So for that from 1 to all the way, it's all mind training. How to kind of like just have the mental thoughts, how to we have to verbalize in our daily life, how to behave our kind of physical body in our daily life. And so this practice is this part of the, as Holiness said, here 1 month is receiving all the instruction, including all these empowerments, and then the guidance, and it's a kind of like a training how to do that practice, kind of complete class training for 1 month, and then that have to just carry through rest upon life until we liberated or attain enlightenment. That is what kind of our wholeness what's a thought and in that way it is scheduled, and in a way kind of like a far sighted, not just thinking for kind of like today or tomorrow, all the way to liberation or enlightenment. So that way we have to understand how to engage into these practices, not just only here in retreat. When you leave, you need to have that practice in your daily life. Of course, everybody is very busy because of our relative life, livelihood, which we need to take care of it. It is also part of our, kind of like a karma. But at the same time, that the part of the spirituality or dharma practices, one can schedule out of 24 hours, at least 1 or 2 hours. It is 100% sure anybody can schedule that. If one wish, if one want, if one really thinks it is important. But, kind of, besides that, then so much of distraction, so much of, kind of laziness, and so much of saying, oh, I'm tired, today I cannot do, maybe tomorrow I'll do better, maybe weekend I have more time, and sometimes weekend also become busy. So this, we have to govern our mind, properly. Don't just overrule by this samsaric mind. We have to rule the samsaric mind, not the samsaric mind rule over. We have to rule the afflicted emotions, not the afflicted emotion rule oneself. We have to rule and discipline our mind, not that what the samsaric mind has this kind of samsaric habitual tendency, and then just going with that. Then just one can see where oneself is kind of like getting into. So this is what we have to remind ourselves to work with one's mind, that applying whatever practices one have, while we are just driving, while we are eating, while we are talking, while we are just doing work and so forth in our post meditation stage, and that to make it more strong and stable and more kind of being in that kind of like a practice, then in the sitting practice on the cushion. So if one can make oneself time, it is 100% sure anybody can do it, because of certain distraction oneself is not doing, and then blame to, oh, I'm take care of this, I'm take care of this, I have to do this, I have to do, and then kind of at the end we cannot say to the Lord of the death, oh, I have been so very busy, I have to take care of so many things, that is why I could not do, I'm sorry, maybe I never thought that was a kind of negative thing, oh sorry. No way that we can make any excuse. So anyhow, maybe just I'm talking too much. Sorry for that. Anyway, I, on behalf of all our kind of both Rinpoches and our Rinpoches, and then Lamas and Lopians, that wants to wish and thank that you all could have something, something valuable, something very precious, that present, that which you can carry with yourself when you go back to home. And, you have to remind yourself, oh, I have been in retreat for this spiritual Dharma practice. And you have to just kind of like be more, more relaxed, more calm, more compassionate, more loving, more caring, and more patient when you get to your home. And then they will say, wow, oh, this is my mother, my father, my husband, my wife, my children. They just change totally. They were just now like they are almost like a Buddha, so great. Then you don't have to teach. Through your action, you can show, and people they appreciate. Wow, you are so great. Then you don't have to ask them to come for retreat to do this practice. They will say, where did you go for retreat? What you have been training? What you have been receiving? How that you could change like that? Oh, just a very simple, easy way we go there, retreat, is very nice. And then people get excited. So that is not just to get people, that is just to help them to, bring into right path, into that which is beneficial for them, for this life, for this next life, and for, kind of many next lifetimes, if one could not, kind of liberate. And that way, what is our holiness wish, that we all could be, kind of liberated through these, kind of retreat and practices. So to fulfill holiness wishes is not just only the thing, is as we know how much suffering is there in samsara. If we truly wish to liberate, this is what it is possible if we follow according to these kind of like practices. So I hope and I wish that you always kind of continue with your practices, and then have a very healthy life, prosperous, and at the same time just very kind person, very kind person that going back to. So you have to remind yourself, oh, this time just I really want to remember myself, to be a practitioner. So as you have received the externally robes, which is called Ngakpa, the Mantrayana, the secret Mantrayana practitioners with, these starting from Ngando, Talung, then kind of Tochin Tegel. Now this what yesterday Chorong which offer you these robes. That robe is to remind. Oh, now I am a practitioner. So, like monks, we have this monks and nuns. We have this robe to remind oneself. Or just I'm monk or kind of nuns. So that way, this your robe to kind of which has been blessed, and you have to remind that to wear it. Holiness already said, whenever you are doing practice, you wear it. Whenever you go to kind of like pujas in the temples, and then you wear it. Even you want to wear it when you are doing your individual practices, it is kind of like good to kind of remind, and that way then these purposes are being kind of like done. Yeah, then I stop here. Too much namto, Thank you.